Well, good evening, everybody. And before we get going here, how is the audio? Because I'm using a different configuration tonight because I'm not home. I'm still on the road. So I just wanted to make sure you can hear me okay. Audio good. If I come on here and try to talk, and can you hear me okay? Loud and clear. All right, good. Thank you. Awesome. Good deal. Well, who is ready for a good grounding, centering meditation tonight? Anybody else? Non-football fans interested in a really good centering, grounding, creating, manifest meditation tonight. I hope so. Amen. Yeah, Caven says, "Amen." You bet. Hi, Kathy. Well, that's what we're going to do tonight. I really didn't have much else prepared this evening because I thought we would just spend time with this. And so I'm curious, since last Sunday when Kristen and Alyssa did this, and we went through a lot of energy last week. How was it for everybody, all in all? Mine was super busy. So I almost, when you're in that really busy mode, you kind of, I don't know, maybe there's something about being really busy that kind of blocks the energy. Things seem to be moving fast with um, some of the things that were going on. Been a wild one, remarkable. So, um, yeah, this picture that I had up here, this is where I am right now. I'm about 25 miles or so north of Palm Springs, and taking a look at some stuff out here. Liz says she's been sick. Sorry about that. A lot of that going around. Manifesting cash. Hey, Pam. Horrible and wonderful all at the same time. So, yeah, things here have been fast and furious, really. And then just today was kind of a strange shift because, well, yesterday Uranus turned direct, right, in the sky. So, so that, oh, now here we've got one of our, we're going to talk about Lindsay here in just a second. She lost her kitty yesterday. So let's send her some love. Tommy. And if you're in the Facebook group, she just had a post come through where she's, it's just very touching. Lindsay, I'm glad you shared that with us. That was just really sweet. So those of you who are in the Facebook group, you can check that out. It was just really, really nice. Yeah, well, we're sending you love, and we know when our furry friends transition on, it's never, ever, ever easy. So we're sending you all kinds of love from here for sure. But Uranus yesterday, so that means that Uranus, which is surprises and ahas and sudden, kinds of things, um, wouldn't expect any different today. And today, yeah, I guess that would be it. Probably in the shadow of Uranus. Just kind of bizarre, just kind of off. And seeing a couple of negative things that have been in the space that typically aren't there. So um, I'd like to clear that first, I think, before we go too much farther here. And we'll just do an ohm and we'll just kind of get centered and grounded and we'll block everything that's out there and we'll just leave it out there and let's get our chakra line in order. Let's get centered here. And then I'm really excited about doing this little manifestation that Caroline and I recorded a podcast right here on Friday, and we got it out yesterday about manifesting in a little tweak that we can do. And I had some general thoughts maybe that we would talk about on related to manifesting anyway that we can kind of brush up. We don't talk about that too much here. So, here for a few. Taking a football break. It's almost halftime. Wow, cool. Well, I know my brother and his wife are happy. They live in Kansas City, so that's all I saw today. But actually, since Melissa popped in, her father is back in the hospital, and then Brenda asked for prayer for her daughter and grandson today and tomorrow. So why don't we do this just real quick before we go any further? Let's just whatever the week was for you, let's bring it back to neutral. Um, hey, Brenda, you're just fine in time. We're just getting started here. So let's, the thing that one of the exercises I just love is if you think of the horizontal line, and we have desire, we have resistance. And a lot of times when the energy is just moving really fast like it is right now, we tend to get tilted one way or the other on that scale. We can end up too much desire because the outside pressures are pushing on us, so what we're trying to accomplish gets bigger. Or we resist, and especially we can resist the negativity, we can resist all these kinds of things. Um, yeah, so Gary, and we will definitely here as we do this. Thank you, Melissa. So, um, so the idea is if, just think of a scale of 1 to 10. If you have, I forget which one I did, too much desire, too much resistance, then energetically you get the polar opposite outcome of what you're trying to achieve, right? So if you desire something, if you are resisting something and trying to push it away, what does it do? It snaps to the middle, right? You get it. Hey, you win. That's why you say, I just really am resisting $1 billion. I want to have nothing to do with $1 billion. $1 billion terrifies me, right? It's like, well, it doesn't work that way either. But you know what I mean? I mean, the things, and this is where it gets into the subconscious programming. That was kind of the theme of one of the posts in our group this afternoon was, these are the things, that's the root of what governs what happens in our lives. It really truly is. It all flows from that subconscious program. Well, so um, so if you find, so this is a little spot check here before we do an Om and just kind of center ourselves. If you find yourself tilted in one of those two areas or some other kind of expression, it may not be desire and resistance. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's fear that's a 10. Or maybe it's anxiety that's a 10. Whatever it is, just measure. Do a self-check. Am I desiring an outcome too much? Am I resisting pressure too much? And our idea is to bring it closer to a zero line. We're not robots. We don't want zero. I mean, we have preferences. We have things that we, would rather not have in our lives. But let's don't run away from them because maybe they're there to teach us something. And let's don't desire something so much that it, takes legs and runs off from us. So the first thing to do would be to just scan your life for a second. If you can block the outside out here for a little bit. We'll get to your comments when we come back from this. We're just going to get centered and grounded. But just do a little scan for a second. Anything that you would say on any scale in your life that is too much tilted in one way. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, is anything above a 5 in your life? And you really can release it so fast. Just put your finger on it though. Identify it. It's okay. No make wrong. It's all okay. We're just bringing it down. And Now, think of what that response would look like if it was a 2 instead of a 5 to a 10. What about a 2 or a 3? Or even a 1, 1.5, if you really neutralized it. Just like, hey, I could be okay with it, I could be okay without it. I could desire it, I could let it go. Live this long without it, why not? More. Resistance. I'm here and open to any teachers the universe sends into my earth school classroom. I accept them all, even the ones that seemingly to my earth mind cause pain. I welcome them because there's a lesson there for me. There's karma to pay. There's karma to extend forward. Whatever it is. And just feel okay about it if you can. Just a big exhale like, I can let it go. I don't have to hold on to it. I can release it. Bring it to zero. Try to get neutral. Try to get, like even some little shoulder shrugs, like shoulder rolls, Kundalini exercise. I love those. It feels so good. I did. You should have seen me on the airplane coming out here. I was doing all kinds of yoga and not sitting down very well and standing up and stretching and all kinds of little things to keep the energy moving. A little shoulder rub is a great self massage. And then you can do it back the other way. You can do your neck that way too. Just let go of some pain here. Let go of some tension. And then just scan right down. Either you come from the top down along your chakra line or from the root up, however you prefer, whatever way works for you. There is no right or wrong. You might want to focus on a particular chakra. How are they? Run your hand up and down your chakra line, maybe 6 inches, 8 inches out in front of you, and just see if you feel anything hot along the way. All the way up to the top. And just ask, like you can do this and say, is there a chakra that is out of alignment? Show me. Am I balanced? See if you feel it. I think if mine was, it'd be the sacral area, the solar plexus area. Solar plexus area. That's our power. Solar plexus area for me, because then the heart's next, and then the throat, and then on up. But everything up here seems pretty good. All right. And then let's do a real grounding, centering Om. And express that Om through that hot spot if you found it. So I'm going to be doing mine from my gut area. You do yours where it might have felt you could use that energy. Let's do 3 together. Feel into the calm you just created. Let's do another and take it deeper this time. One more. Good exhale. Okay. let's do this. Before we started, do a number, a slash mark, and a number, or even as just a space and a number, whatever's easiest for you. The overall energy factor that you were before we did that exercise. It's like, you know, let's say stress factor. Let's take it that way. The overall stress factor that you were before we did that exercise and how you feel now. So maybe it was a 7 and now maybe you're a 3. Hopefully it went down. But just drop in there, a couple of you, what you felt before and then what you feel now. And I'm going to catch up on a couple of messages while we were doing this. One of our wonderful, wonderful, wonderful listeners who comments frequently on YouTube on our channel there, the Fun Astrology channel from Europe, and so glad you're here. Thank you. And I hope that you find the healing that you are here for. Hi, Melissa and Alyssa. You guys are awesome. Staying in that balance. That's what we're going to, hopefully we found, and we're going to just stay there. Amelia, great seeing you. Arnaldo, great seeing you, buddy. Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, I'm in Florida. I'm not in Florida. I'm in California, the other extreme across there. See, I don't even know where I am. Just zoned out. Susan's been keeping us posted on the Schumann chart, which was very active yesterday. Good, Pam. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Good. 10 to a 7. Well, we'll keep working that down, right, while we're here. Good. Yeah, much better. Good. Good. Excellent. Thanks, Tom. Nice. Wow. Excellent. Great. Thanks, Liz. That's awesome. Heart chakra. Boy, that one shows up so much, doesn't it? Yeah, it sure does. 7, now a 2. Nice, Caven. Nice drop. That's great. Susan. 4 to a 2. Just Katie was doing good coming in. That's great. Good. Yeah, this has been fun out here. I haven't been to California in a long time. Oh, isn't it though? Yeah, sharing the energy. Yeah, the ohms are what bring it down, Pam says. That just creates chill in that area, doesn't it? And isn't it cool focusing it through a particular area? Yeah, that's great. Before we, or as we kind of go into this other little piece that I was going to do tonight, do any of you have anything that you would like to ask or talk about or put out into the space, either carrying forward from last week or anticipating this week? Just drop it in there and we can talk about it. Kind of an open chat, really, because I didn't prepare anything. So I thought, well, if you guys have some things that you'd like to bounce around, we can for a couple of minutes. And then we're going to go into this meditation on manifesting things. I would like to talk a little bit about kind of the whole manifesting thing. We haven't talked about it a lot lately, either in our group or on a podcast, and I thought maybe we'd blow the dust off of that, because the one thing I see, and I've heard a lot, and in fact Robert and I did the latest Old Soul New Soul podcast on people feeling stuck, like they can't move forward. And a lot of you are in that age bracket. This particular listener, I think, was in her early 40s, but there is an astrological configuration that happens about that time. And yeah, it can, the energies around us, we have to navigate them, and it can present some periodic blocks. So we talked about clearing that, and especially with what happened a couple of weeks ago with the Sun and Pluto both now in Aquarius. So let's see here. Love the dog bow. Is there one around here? I might be missing something. I don't know. I am in the home of an animal lover, so that's for sure. Hey, are you here, Susan? That's great. We have more listeners from Los Angeles than any place, and I'm on the east side. So right at home. I mean, this is where everybody's hanging out. The other areas up there where Alyssa and Melissa and Mary and we have a bunch from Canada, but we got a report in Los Angeles was the biggest metro area in the United States, at least for our overall for our listeners. Oh, look at here. Esmon says, I manifested a full-time job in a school I've been trying to get in for 1.5 years. I'm staying very positive, and you all are so helpful. Awesome. Okay, now, this is great. I love it. I love it, love it. Thank you. Okay, so here's the deal. You know, one of the things about manifesting is there are phases of its development. So we obviously create it, and then there's the incubation period. I mean, it's almost just like a gestation kind of thing, right? You know this. And then it starts to want to be born. And that's a really exciting time because you can just feel it. And often what happens, seen it, done it so many times, is you get right to that point, but it's not birthed yet. It's not solidly in your hand. And you start applying too much energy on that scale of desire, particularly, or resistance now that you can taste it of being without it. Like you don't want to lose it, so that becomes almost a fear energy. So the thing to do when it's wanting to be born is to just pull that scale back like we just did. And all of a sudden, release it. Just go back to neutral. Go back to, I can be with this or I can be without it. And especially if it's harder if you've been in that position where you absolutely can sense and feel that something is about to unfold right in front of you. It's like all you have to do is wake up again tomorrow and boom, there it will be, right? Let it go. Don't get caught up in it. Use that little exercise and bring it back as quickly as you can. I'm in the middle of that right now, and that's why I'm not talking about what's going on and why I'm out here in California, because it's in process, but it's not in hand. So I'm just holding. And in fact, in the few minutes before we got started tonight, some stuff came up that I had to turn the phone over and shut down all the, the inbound communicators, and then bring it back to neutral. And I did. I just before we got started tonight, maybe about 15 minutes before, I just released everything. Let it go. Let it go. So hope that helps, Esmon, on wherever you are in the process. If it's already totally in hand, the papers are signed, then hallelujah. It's time to celebrate. If it's still, there are some technical things that have to be worked out, just hold the space. Don't press on it. I'll tell you, here's an example of this that showed up so many times in my life. Either you are taking an air travel, or you have somebody coming to visit you on an airplane. And you are so darned excited to see that person. It has been way too long, or maybe it's somebody new in your life, or whatever it is that you're expecting this arrival of this soul on an airplane soon, and you're tracking it, and then all of a sudden they send you that message. They're at the gate and there's been a delay. Or you've been there where you're so excited to get on that plane and you can't wait to go to wherever it's taking you, and the people come over the PA system, right? We've all been there. That's energetic in my perspective, because we literally, I think, can create so much desire that we can affect things around us that powerfully. It's a huge, huge energy, and that's why we want to bring it back to balance, why we want to bring it back to center. Just want to keep everything loose. Oh, Amelia, I don't have the Lightseers deck. I was packed so tightly and I didn't check a bag, and I'm traveling for 2 weeks and I didn't check a bag, so I was so tight, and I've got all my electronics too, and so I wasn't able to get the Lightseers deck in. I'm so sorry. Fresno, okay, great, great, awesome. Okay, age 37, figuring out purpose. Well, I'll tell you what, that is one of the biggest challenges. Um, I'm going to be doing some coaching coming up. I can tell you that. Won't be too long. I'm going to try to see if my hand will hit the right button to turn this light down a little bit. It may not. I don't know if I can remember the keystroke sequence, but I don't need it up so bright. And man, is it ever hot. And I can see that it's hot there for you guys too. Okay, it's not. I can't find it, but um, and I don't know what SAHM is. So we'll come back to that. Mantra, oh, here we go. Ding, ding, ding. Mantra has been, I am happy to receive financial freedom. Nice. Nice, Pam. Good one. Love that. Thank you. Everybody get that? I am happy to receive financial abundance, right? Of course, now just down the road from where I am is still the, I think, 93-year-old Catherine Ponder. And her that sounds like a Catherine Ponder affirmation, doesn't it? They are so precious. We'll be doing those, uh, feeling like I'm in her territory. That's really cool. Yeah, the contractions have, the veil has been thinner here since this past week, hasn't it? Even with all that intense energy, the veil is definitely thinner. Yeah, the other side is just over there. It's not that far away. All right, good. Let's see. Oh, good. Look here. Esmond says she forgot about it. That's perfect. And then, uh, yeah, excellent. See, that's exactly that coach that I talked about in the podcast that I had back, oh, now 15, 13 years ago, 10 years ago. That was one of her favorite tricks is you manifest, you create it, and then you just get back to work. You get out of your head, you take it out of your space, you just get back to your life and let the universe surprise you with it. That's a very powerful technique. That's so good. Um, oh, Kaven straightened that out for me. Sorry about that, that I didn't recognize that. Um, Here's the phrase, everything is always working out for me. Boy, that just covers it, doesn't it? That gets it all, right? If it's a lesson, we're going to learn it. If it's a blessing, we're going to receive it. If it's something we can contribute to others, we're going to contribute. I love that. That's great. Yeah, that's awesome. Um, good. Teachers connecting. Oh, good. These are excellent. Oops, sorry. I'll go up here. Okay, this is a good comment from Susan about fear. So, fear, I am actually, my very dear friend Chet helps me with the videos that we put out on all of our, of all the podcasts. And he said the other day we were pulling some clips from the Fear Busters book that I wrote back in 2016. And he said, there's some really good stuff in here. He said, we should brush this up and rewrite it and make it more contemporary and clean up some of the stuff that's no longer relevant. I was like, sure, that's something I can do easily. So we're in the process of doing that right now. So fear, and I'm going to come at it from a whole new perspective as well, but fear is just something that absolutely, well, it's the resistance. Well, in that desire and resistance scale. So if you desire, but resistance is equals fear, and it will cause manifestations to just stop in their tracks. It really, really does. Um, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Great line. So, um, so this technique that Caroline and I recorded on Friday is basically that she was saying, whatever it is that you want to bring in, don't bring it in just for yourself. And that's really the key. How will this benefit somebody or something else? And recognize what that pass-through attribution or that pass-through benefit is for humanity, for society, beyond ourselves, so we become a channel, right? And then focusing on that in a meditation. There's no right or wrong way to do it. You just focus. We're going to practice it tonight. But creating the pass-through benefit. And Caroline was saying that she did it with her dog. And her dog has a brain tumor that just this past week she got the results of the latest MRI, and it has shrunk by 2/3. I saw it. She showed it to me. It has shrunk by 2/3. So what she created was this new environment for the benefit of her dog. And she said instantly, things pivoted and shifted. So, and then she was, it really is amazing. I'm out here pursuing something. I'll tell you that much. About, I'm going to say 5 of you, and I've seen 1 or 2 of you in here tonight already, have had messages for me this past week. It's been amazing. See, that's where I'm saying the veil is thin, because a lot of you have been contacting me that you have messages from Spirit to pass on. And I so appreciate when that happens. I love when that happens. So thank you for those of you who have. And the manifesting has been amazing. And then today kind of, here's this little hook. So that's why I'm not talking about what all is going on. Because, maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it fulfills, maybe it doesn't. One of the things that I think I've sensed about this whole manifesting thing is that it really does seem to work best if a couple of things are in alignment. One is that we feel like whatever it is we're trying to bring in truly will help us on our spiritual side path. And yes, where do you separate the spiritual and the physical? We are spiritual beings in a human body, right? Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. So where is that line of separation? But if we try to bring in things that will help us on our journey, it seems like those are easier fruit. The other thing I think is really obvious almost is that if we focus on things that are already in some kind of way trying to dance in our direction, if any of us probably in here were to say that we want to be the first astronaut on Elon's first mission to Mars, the chances of that are, in an infinite universe, it is possible. And anybody in this group could manifest that, I'm sure. But how realistic is that really? And is that truly our highest purpose? You see what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that naysayers obviously say is, well, why don't you manifest being the Super Bowl quarterback for the Chiefs in 2 weeks, Thomas? Can't you create anything? Well, I can guarantee you absolutely that that is not in the realm of of even that would benefit nobody. See, and there's the pass through. Like that would just be. I mean, it's like it's insane, right? So uh, try to find things that are trying to come your way. They're partially manifest, in other words. Um, and the other thing that I think really does help is the real work in manifesting begins with the subconscious. Because if the subconscious portal agrees with your mind, then you've got a clear channel to the beyond. And that's where miracles really do start to happen. That's when things start moving in your direction to say, here, this is supposed to be, you're supposed to have this job. And all the pieces and parts come in. And it's especially when we're not trying to push things forward. If we're trying to push it forward, we're not in the manifesting game. And that's why that little neutrality exercise and just clearing yourself, clearing your chakra, getting yourself neutral, but not just as an exercise. We do it to stay in that kind of presence. That's the way we live. We live in tune with what's going on in our spiritual side, as yet we are operating in the physical universe. And that's an interesting dance. When you learn that dance, then you basically are Caven, I'm getting a message that this is kind of for you. I don't know why, but maybe this is part of something that could help you with what you were saying, is that you just stay in that dance. If you're in the world and you're doing all the things as a stay-at-home mom, or you're a busy teacher and you're, from the time you leave the house until the time you get back home, and running the whole time, and you're constantly stimulated with the things going on around you, and yet, even within that, you learn how to keep the line open, and you can feel. You might not have time to process it, but you can feel it. So, let me get caught up here. Are Scott and Siva in the house? I didn't see them. That is great. Love it when they're around. Ace of Swords. And if you want, there's an online interpretation of that deck that you can search that up. So if you wanted to just remember Ace of Swords, I'm going to look it up after we get finished. I wish I could easily tie a browser into this really fast, but I can't. So we'll just let you search up Ace of Swords from the Light Seers deck. And the Mind Power card, Massive Clarity, is on the way. Well, that's been one that's coming up, I'm sure, for a lot of us, is needing that clarity, right? So, all right, let me catch up with some of your comments here. Shadow of Ace of Swords, overanalyzing, clouded judgment. Yeah. Hey, Kelly. Manifesting for those around me to achieve high goals and success, and asking the universe to make me of service in the process. Excellent. Great. Great, great, great. That's cool. Like that. Good. I don't know. Caven, you just came up, so it was like I was feeling you strong. At that point, all you can do is blurt it out, right? Good. This is great. See, isn't this fun? Last level up before I turn 40 on Wednesday. Who is this? We need to sing happy birthday. All right, somebody let me know. Clue me in, Facebook folks. Who is that? Oh, this is great. Glad to have you guys around. Oh, was that Sophie? Fellow Aquarian. It's Sophie. All right. All right. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sophie. We love you. Happy birthday to you. Hope you have a great one from all of us on Level Up. Oh, boy. Well, fantastic. Congratulations to you on that. And welcome. I don't think I've seen you in here before. So welcome. Um, oh, that's great. Everybody's loving on you. Here you go. Happy birthday. All right. That's great. That is awesome. Yeah. Happy birthday to Sophie. She's one of our special ones, and her precious little daughter, Ivy, is just absolutely gorgeous. One of my faves. So um, send them some love in Boston. I'm sure that you brought something with you tonight, or you have something on your mind that you would like to do this little exercise. And let's focus on that. Lots of Facebook birthday wishes coming in for Sophie. That's just awesome. I want to get them all on here because we love celebrating. I'm trying to still kind of figure out what to do with the birthdays, but I think we just about got it figured out. Had to feel our way through, but love honoring everybody on their special days. Wow. Misbehaving will certainly stand with you in that. All the Aquarians are chiming in. Yay. Boy, I'll tell you what, I was recording. Um, okay, I think we've got somebody here who probably is not one of us. If you are, identify. But, okay. So, um, big Aquarian energy. Yeah. So, if you have something that you would like to just, would like to bring in, whatever phase it is, whether it's just at the very beginning, the gestation phase, or if it's something that's more progressed and um, is more toward that birthing phase, like you feel like it's so there, it so feels like it's close, but it's not in your hand yet. Whatever phase it's in. But what we're going to do is do a neutralizing meditation here, and do it from the perspective of, so the other thing that you need to think about, what is it? So let's get clear on that. Just take a second, get real clear, define what it is. If you have pen and paper in front of you, you might even jot it down. Mine's about just out of arm's reach over there, but I know what mine's going to be. And then just visualizing, not thinking, see it. And visualize not only the manifestation, but visualize the pass through. Yes, you are going to benefit, but we are all servants in the divine tapestry. So who else is going to benefit from this if you receive it? And how? How will it be better for others? When you really get clear on that pass through benefit and see the benefit from the other person's perspective, it almost makes the manifestation like a given. It's like a child's big wide eyes on December 25th, Christmas morning, for those who practice. Just the sheer wow of that receiving a gift. How is it going to help somebody else or another group? I'm thinking of mine, you think of yours. Take a minute to see it from their child's eyes. If you can see them receiving it or the benefit of it as though, or with emotion attached. So obviously kids are excited, right? But is there love in the process somewhere? Is there gratitude? Is there sheer joy? Maybe tears of happiness? See that from their perspective as they're receiving the benefit of your manifestation. Isn't that exciting? Isn't that a cool feeling as you're letting go of your own anticipations and you're seeing it from their perspective? So let's just do a couple of manifestation techniques here. Think of what you're creating, see it. First of all, how big is it? Is it a 10? Is it an 8? Is it bigger than a 5 of desire? First of all, just try to hold it out there as a 2. Or 3 or 1. Just would be nice. You live in an abundant universe. If it doesn't fulfill, other things will. You don't need it right now. It would be nice. You'll get along okay without it. And then listen inside and find the negative response of why you're not going to get it. Anything from you're not good enough, this is too big for you, you're not worthy, you haven't earned it. What's there? And then can you release that thought? Maybe not. And don't run away from it if you can't. Give it its fair due. Ask it, what would it take for you to be neutral? Completely go away to 0. In fact, you can even thank the concern. What would it take for you to alleviate, go to 0, disappear, not be an issue? Now go back to the positive attraction side. Feel the manifestation, see the manifestation in your own life, see it through your eyes. Now see it through the eyes of those who will benefit. If any of you are thinking about a car that will benefit your kids, a better ride, more comfortable, safer, And just see them in the back seat so excited, like they can't stand it. Wow. The child's eyes are always the best. Or through your pet's eyes, because that's pure love, right? Or through a large group of people, or maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's a parent, maybe it's a friend, maybe it's several people, maybe it's your coworkers, whatever it is. Just see it through their eyes. But feel the emotion they feel. And magnify their emotion as you're feeling it, seeing it. Really pump it up and make it bigger. Like they are really loving this. Now bring it back to neutral. Listen for an objection. Anything telling you can't have it and why? Listen to it. Acknowledge it. Thank you for sharing. What would it take to neutralize? What would you have to release? What would have to change? What would you have to believe to neutralize it? Now, one more time, see your manifestation, feel it for yourself. You really don't want to, do you? It's like, no, let me see it through my kid's eyes. Let me see it through my friend's eyes. Go to the other person. See them as ecstatic. Feel it from them. And now I'm going to put the picture up on the screen that we like here of us all on a beach in a circle, because isn't there power in numbers? So we're all together now, combining our energies. We're supporting each other. Even the Bible says where two or more are gathered. And a cord of three is not easily broken. Just three. We have a lot more than that. We have a strong cord, in other words. Think of others that you've seen their names tonight. Maybe Sophie for her birthday. Give her the present of your support for her visions and manifestations. Maybe she's seeing something through Ivy's eyes. Give her some love for her birthday. Maybe it's those who are battling physical illness tonight, and they would just like to see themselves or their loved ones well. Send them love, especially now. Maybe you're thinking of Lindsay losing her cat. Whatever she might be doing. One of our Facebook people is wanting to start a natural skincare company and saw in her astrology chart that that might be possible. That's more of an incubation. Stand with them. Put that one up on the screen if you want to see it. Caven is saying she's seeing it, she's feeling it. Hold the vision through the eyes of the other. And as we're supporting each other, knowing that our cord is not easily broken, let's combine our own energies together now. Think of these names that you've seen, or just acknowledge that there are people you don't know who are here, and we're all just in this space and time together, and we're going to blend our energies like a rope. And that twisting, knotted, gnarly, winding rope is reaching up into the sky, coming right from the middle of our group as we're picturing ourselves in this beautiful beach scene together, sharing, supporting, loving, based in love. I'm loving awareness, right? And sending that energy to each other and then up into the sky to let whomever around the world draw from it if they can find it and attach to it and share in it. They are welcome. That's our ultimate gift. Yes, it's for us, but it's for the world. And now feel love for each other. Pick a name, feel love for them. Pick another name, and another, and send them love. Send healing for Lindsay, for Brenda, for Melissa's dad, Gary. Send love, send healing. And then nurture yourself. Tap into some of this for your own self and just draw on the energy that you need for this week ahead. Centering, grounding, loving, supporting. Connected with other souls on this journey, with the home office, where you get the best instructions. And just feel gratitude for the moment, for the privilege, for the freedom that we have to do this. And let's end with a high energy Om to close us out together. May everyone on our receiving list have the eyes of a child, and may we feel their energy. And so it is. And so it is. Amen and amen. Mm, wow, that's just awesome. Let's see, I'm going to catch this because it's so early in the morning in Europe. Thank you, Misbehaving, for being with us if you're still there. That was just great. That was awesome. I think we needed that, didn't we? Yeah. You're welcome, Katie. You're very, very welcome. Thank you guys for being here on a football night. Namaste. So it is. Amen. Well, you guys have a wonderful week. I'm going to be traveling. Yeah, 2 o'clock. I know. Thank you for being. Oh, let's see. I'm going to catch this one first. Um, and Arnaldo is up at 2 as well, so I know it's very late for you guys. Thank you so much. Obviously, I'm on the other side of the clock. I feel a little bit unfair. I started this at 5 o'clock, my local time. But thank you guys for being here so much. And yeah, I'm going to be traveling on Tuesday. I'm going to go see the grandkids, but I will be back home for next week. And then we'll do a collective vote whether we do this on Super Bowl night or not. I won't be watching the game because I don't have a television. But if you guys want to do this, we'll do it. I'm here. And if you would rather have a little break and watch some football, that's totally cool too. It's the big game of the year. So um, we'll let you guys decide. I'm along for whatever you guys want to do. Um, oh, that's great, Cheryl. Thanks. Glad that it spoke to you in that kind of way. Seriously, that's awesome. Thanks, Katie. I've got one leg flight. I'm not going through that. I haven't flown for a long time for a while for a reason. Thanks, Liz. I appreciate it very much. All right. You guys are awesome. 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 Glad you enjoyed it. That's great. Thank you so much. Happy birthday, Sophie, to you. You guys have a great week. Oh, I was going to say I did fun astrology for tomorrow, and at least as far as, precise aspects. Now, things can move around a lot in the energy world, but as far as precise aspects, um, uh, that we've got a very light week all week. So it's like after everything um, last week, we get to take a big sigh of this week, at least energetically. Now, who knows how that unfolds, right? But yeah. Yeah, so it's going to be a good week. I haven't seen those grandkids for a couple of years, actually, so it's going to be really cool to go back and have some very focused time with them and, of course, my kids as well. And we've all got it kind of planned out. It's going to be fun, and then I'll be back on a plane Friday headed to North Carolina. So we'll go from there. Hopefully, maybe a Lord Jupiter trip down to Florida. So that's where I was like, my mind was kind of on Florida, even though you know what it is. It's like you don't know where you are sometimes, right? Okay, you guys have a great week. I love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. And I hope that that which you were creating and working on tonight is holding in your hand very, very soon. I'll see you on the podcasts, and I'll do some updates in our Facebook group, and I'll see you back here next Sunday night. Love you. Bye bye.